Hello, my name is Jim Mullany from SciTech Process Solutions. Today is Monday, April 8th, 2019. Today I'm doing a video source inspection on two Semi-Tool 870S spin wrench dryers. These have been upgraded with the state-of-the-art SciTech touchscreen graphical controller. For reference, we do not give our customers' names out on our videos because these are uploaded to our YouTube channel for their acceptance, but I'll go ahead and give you their purchase orders because this is under two separate orders even though they're going to the same customer. The first PO is 16186 and the second purchase order is 168. Oh, I'm sorry, they're both 16186. What they did is they just added a second order to the list. It was entered into our system twice because they were about 3 weeks behind. So these have gone through our complete remanufacturing process. I'll go ahead and talk about the configuration first. Then what I'll go ahead and do is I'll run the first tool. I'll do a very specific review of the bowl. The customer had a concern of water droplets on the lip of the bowl and so forth, so I'll show you that's not a case. They run a very specific recipe, which I'll show you. It's 40 seconds at 200 RPM, 30 seconds at 400 RPM, 240 seconds at 800 RPM, and 340 seconds at 800 RPM. Kind of a different RPM process. They don't go to any, do not do high RPM drying. They just do a very elongated slow drying. So they don't use the traditional rinse or dryer process, which has a higher speed dry one to sling the water off the substrate. These systems have been completely remanufactured. For the options, they have the state-of-the-art Slick Device S1 graphical controller. I won't go into detail on this because this customer already has purchased, I believe this is system 5 and 6 or 6 and 7. They've bought a lot of our tools. And on our YouTube channel, there's a lot of videos that I've done on the very specific capabilities of this controller. We also have done the light indicator upgrade. These systems have a leak detector in the bottom also for any DI leaks. I can see it has the resistivity option. Let me look, and it should have the water recirculation and, excuse me, that was the anti-static option. I see the resistivity probe here and I see the water recirculation valve back here. So this system has pretty much all the options. They also have, they asked us to put on removable side screws. They can be used with your hand versus the tool. Their cassette's a little bit different. It's an Integris A182-60MC, but this is not a traditional MC. They've cut out the middle of it much larger. We have one of their cassettes. This cassette runs beautifully in all the tools. The one that's the MC, which is down here, you can see the cutout's much smaller. It runs good, but it's not 100% like this one because this one, the weight's different and all rotors are balanced for the weight. As you can see, the bowl, it looks great. What we do, and I'll talk about, since we have such a long dry process, I'm going to start the machines and I'll talk about our remanufacturing process because we have a lot of time to talk about that. So you would simply load your cassette away first like this and hit start. Down below, make sure those are pushed in and hit start. There we go. Alrighty. So in our remanufacturing process, we feel a state-of-the-art manufacturing process. We can build any rinser dryer, any size, any configuration. We break down the tools to the base model, down to basically to the frame right here, all the way down to the frame. There's nothing on it. We chemically clean all the metal parts. We send the bowls out, get them processed and electropolished. We electropolish all of the fluid paths for the N2 air, not fluid. We also go through and we rebuild all the valves. These are upgraded with the new SMC valves. I can see that. They also have an EMO on there. Here's the SMC valves right there. There's the EMO. We have brand new filters. We have refurbished valves. We actually have the heater blankets, okay, on there. So we have our heater blankets. Those are new. So the tools have gone through a complete rebuild. So what happens is in our dry manufacturing area, we do the dry build up. There's a QC checklist. It's done by a separate technician. When the tool passes the QC, it's then brought into a wet test. When it's brought into wet test, it's brought in like this. Actually, not even with the poly on. We're quite busy here in final test. You'll see a lot of machines. Just the machine. That way we can hook DI to it. We can test it out, make sure there's no leaks. Have another QC. Once it passes the QC, it's ran 50 times. Once it's ran 50 times, it's then put in its configuration. I've left this one open on purpose so you can see the quality of our rebuild. Then it goes through, all of the controllers are put in, all the wire harnesses are put in, all the plumbing's tightened up. It's then QC'd again and ran 50 times. When it passes that, it's given over to to myself, in this case, the sales organization. I did these systems. We'll put these on later today. They are CE marked. We'll put the CE stickers on them because they are going to Europe. So as you can see now over here, the system is just running nice and smooth, no vibration. Just for reference on our slick device controller, green means good, things are working. Your N2 valve is on, your LPP valve is on, the N2 heater is working, and the bowl heater is working. So this system's got, again, a long process run. So I'll go ahead and talk about why we're doing this. Let's go over my machine again. So if you want to kind of zoom in over here, you can see what we do is we now put a SciTech label on all parts. One of the things about the semi-tool tools is they didn't put part numbers on their valving. So you had to go to our website and try to figure out valves. Now we have part numbers on the valves. We have part numbers on the pressure sensors. We have part numbers on the motor. We have part numbers on the filter. We have part numbers on all the SMC valves, the manifold. We have part numbers on the rotor stop position back here. Part numbers are on the heater blankets. Again, part numbers on this pressure sensor. So basically, all the consumable parts have been documented and identified so the customer can easily replace the parts by just calling us with the replacement part. Talking about replacement parts, we have 100% all the parts on this tool. What we've done, a lot of the long-term consumables are windows and door seals. We build these new. We actually have brand new motors, brand new valve. Everything here we can sell brand new. We do manufacture brand new. We also, the servo amp for the semi-tool S models was discontinued from the manufacturer about 3 years ago now, I guess. And SciTech did some engineering and have developed an exact replacement servo amp to support the worldwide market on spare parts on these tools. We find on talking about our controllers, this new SciTech state-of-the-art graphical controller, about 80% of all orders that get placed with us for refurbished tools come with this, and we have many customers that are sending their tools in now that we go for a complete refurbish process, and then they upgrade to our slick device controller. Our controller takes the old semi-tool 1990 controller, actually 1987 controller. That's when this was designed, and now with all of our analytics, takes this tool up to 2019 capability, and basically as good as any rinser dryer you can get on the market, new today. Let's see how we're doing on our spinning. Okay, we're still dry 1. We have a long time to go. So we have 43 seconds. Then we're going to have a long dry 2 that we can still do that. So while we're going through this step, I'll talk about our remanufacturing process. Excuse me, our spare parts and our service and our other tools. If you go to our website at www.scitechprocess.com, if you look on the left-hand side, we have a lot of buttons. The first 7 buttons are all semi-tool related. The first 3 are tools. The S model, the F model is in Frank, and the traditional ST. The next 3 buttons are all the spare parts for these. What we've done on our website, we have the pictures of the spare part, and we have, over the years, the OEMs have had multiple part numbers against that part. We have all of the identified numbers, so you can search any past part number, and it brings up the current part that we offer as a replacement. The 7th button is the spare parts we offer for the semi-tool SST and SAT tools, and we also sell those tools. We have a few in stock. Just for reference, we went into dry 2, which is the last step. You can see we have 327 seconds. For reference, notice the bowl heater. It's turned yellow now, or amber. That's because the bowl heater cycles on and off. There's a process switch. When it hits process temp, it turns off until it cools down and heats back up within range. And you'll see this go on and off multiple times during a process. For these guys, it'll probably happen 5 or 6 times. If for some reason that didn't work, you'd get an alarm at the end of the process. One thing I will show you, on our website, besides semi-tool spin rinse dryers, we also do quite a lot of other tools. We are for sure the U.S. leader on remanufacturing on HTC floorware box washers. We currently have 4 we're doing right now. That's the 8010, 8020, 8030. We do a lot of the single substrate cleaners like the K&S or the Ultra T mask and wafer scrubbers. We do quite a bit of those. We do photolithography. We do a lot of photoresist pumps for customers, YES vapor prime ovens. We have metrology tools. We do Rudolph, Gertner ellipsometers. We do nanometrics tools. We have some deck tacks. So we have a broad range. We also have a variety of high and low power microscopes, some with and without autoloaders that we can quote you. So we support a lot of the front end fab and with our box washers, the back end cleaning of the parts. One thing I will show you, you're not going to see it here since we have a few minutes, is that at the end of the process, if something went wrong, there's nothing wrong here, you click the alarm screen and red would show what happened. If the resistivity probe had a problem, the door, the bowl heater, the anti-static, RSP, N2 heater, N2 pressure, the motor attack, and if the servo amp had the fuse open up. They would be red, and they would be able to let the maintenance team know. So let's assume there was a red alarm. You would check the alarm, push on it. There's nothing wrong here. You could turn the maintenance mode on. Just close the door. Sorry. It's okay. In this case, this customer, that means maintenance mode. This customer specifically wanted to have the audible alarm if there's a alert and it beeps. So as you can see, this is multicolor. That's why it kind of looks a yellowish orange, I guess. Amber, it means you're idle. Over here, green means you're running. And this color means you have maintenance mode. And so we can put it in maintenance mode, leave the screen here. Because you can't run the tool, the maintenance person comes over, figures out the problem, clears it, and they can move on. There we go. Now we're back to the mode of being ready. Notice when I went into alarm screen, that goes off because you can't run process. That means the system is offline for running process. You go back out, and it'll come back online for us. All right, we have about 1:57 left. So we do support spin rinse dryers worldwide. We also, in 2018, our company, SciTech Process Solutions, purchased the Vertex/Martech wafer product line, SRD line. We are now have all the IP rights and are the owner of the Vertex spin rinse dryer technology and all the parts, all the customer base, and so forth. So customers that have Vertex can now come to us. It's been a little challenge because Vertex builds their tools much differently than Semi-Tool. We have a lot of inventory. We're documenting. We're going to have a lot of parts on our website over the next 2 months to be able to support all of our Vertex customers. You see it's running nice and smooth. We got about 1.5 minutes left, a little bit more. These systems had brand new poly. This is all brand new on the top. This bottom piece is not new, but we replace any scarred poly. This one doesn't have any scarred poly. It's all the scratches are fixed. It's all taken care of. We do have the EMO, as I talked about, on this system. So it's in great shape. What we'll do is another 90 seconds. We'll be able to move on. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to run the second machine because this process is so long that this video would go for another 10 minutes for no reason. Both these systems have been fully qualified. And again, I left these covers off so you could actually see the quality of our remanufacturing process. If you do need support in the United States, we have 3 inside salespeople that handle spare parts and service. We also have 3 outside salespeople. We have 6 salespeople for the United States. Internationally, we have distributors in Europe, different distributors throughout the different countries. We also have a distributor in Asia and Malaysia and Singapore area. We also sell direct to Canada. So we support the customers worldwide via our direct sales and or our distributor network. Okay, we have about 30 seconds left. At the end of the process, back here, what I referenced over here, it's called an RSP. It means rotor stop positioner. It has a piston that comes out. It rolls against the cam till it hits the flat. That'll bring what we call home position 12 o'clock. These will upright. After it uprights and the RPMs go to 0, I'll hear the door release and I'll be able to open it up. And the bottom one is, they're actually within 5 seconds of each other, so it's good. Okay, at the end of the process, you have a couple choices. You can acknowledge the process. It says completed process successful. You can open the door, or you can hit clear. Already clear the process. I'll just open the door. You'll see the screen clear. Let me move the cassette out. Let's take a little look if we can up here. The bowl's nice and dry, no water. Everything looks good. So you can see it's nice, beautiful, just like we are supposed to be. Let's look at the bottom one. You won't be able to tell as much, but I can bend over down there and look. Take the wafers out. Cassette's nice and warm. Look down here. No water droplets. Everything looks good. There's no water on the edge. There's no water on the lip here. So it looks good. Okay, so that will conclude this video source inspection of one semi-tool running and the second one with the skins off. Again, both have gone through full quality control. Our distributor is having the trucking company come this week to pick these up. We're going to start the crating process tomorrow morning. We've had them just running for a few extra days because we were ready last week, but well, we had notified the customer last week about ordering the trucker, and they'll be picked up later this week. If there's any questions, my name is Jim Mullany from SciTech Process Solutions. Our main number is 916-797-9000. You can call that number and ask for anyone in our sales organization. Thank you. Have a great day.